Hey there YouTube, this is Dave and I got another great video for you today. We're going to actually talk about the need to have co-organizers when you create a meeting, especially one that may be a reoccurring meeting, one that may be a meeting that you're making for one of your peers or your associates that you work with, and they want to have somewhat of a central standardized process of sending out these invitations, or it's just a very, very important meeting that may have something to do with, let's say, for example, the C-suite, and you want to just make sure that everything is in order, in perfect order. So let's jump right into it. Okay, here we are in Outlook. This is the web-based version, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a co-organizer to a reoccurring meeting that I just created. We know this project updates meeting is reoccurring, and by this little circle that has the arrows, it kind of looks like two snakes biting each other's tail. That is the symbol for a recurring meeting. This happens every Friday. This particular reoccurring meeting is something that's important to the company to make sure that our projects are kept up to date and that we're not falling behind any one particular project. If we are, we'll actually go ahead and be able to rearrange our resources in order to catch up and ensure all our projects end on a positive note. That being said, we're going to go ahead and need to make someone, because I have vacation coming up, I want to make sure that I have the ability to do something about that. So let's go into the edit mode. Once we're inside the event, as you can see in the bottom left, we have 4 organizers meeting options right down here. This is what you're going to want to go when you want to make changes, such as including your co-organizers to your particular meeting or reoccurring meeting. In this case, we're doing the event instance. Now, it used to be that it would be a button that would show up somewhere on the top of the ribbon, especially if you're in the thick client for Microsoft Outlook. Just recently, when I was trying to show this feature to somebody, for some reason it wasn't showing up, not as I was intended or expecting. Well, it turns out that the place to actually find specifically for either the entire event series or in this case the event instance, and we can see that up here at the top it does indeed say event instance. We can actually make changes to that. In this case, I know I'm going on vacation for this particular one, so I need to do that. So what I do is click on meeting options, and then let's jump over into the screen that we're greeted with. So here we are in meeting options, and here's the screen that you're going to be greeted with. Starts always at security. You have the abilities to make changes to the security, but in this case we're just making a video around creating and adding your co-organizers so that if for some reason you are unable to attend that meeting, someone else has the abilities that a creator or an organizer can do. One of the biggest ones is if you decide to have breakout rooms in a Microsoft Teams meeting, you have to be a co-organizer or the creator of that meeting in order to one, build out the breakout rooms, but two, to allow and usher people to those breakout rooms. The second thing that I can think of off the top of my head having a co-organizer for is somebody on your team, possibly your manager, wants to be able to actually see the attendance logs. So instead of having to go for him or her and actually grab the attendance log and email it to them, they'll be able to just go and grab the attendance log. And thirdly, there are some companies or organizations that have a very locked down lobby, or even further than that, the entire meeting could be locked down. Let's say, for example, it is a very high level senior leadership meeting that only certain people are supposed to attend. Well, it may only allow, let's say, the CEO of the company to allow others into the meeting and allow or to invite them from the lobby per se. So these are the different potential scenarios where you actually want to keep this in mind, that having a co-organizer is very important. You do not want to leave your team in the lurch when you are away, either sick, on vacation, or some other situation happens. Let's say you're doubly booked and you have to go to the other meeting because it's an emergency. Whatever the case may be, having a co-organizer will allow your particular meeting that you, like in this case, this recurring meeting, or the instance of this recurring meeting, still be a success despite your not being there. Okay? So where you go is into roles, and then what you'll do is you do a drop down. Now, I did not add anyone to this meeting on purpose to show you what happens if you try to do this prior to actually sending this out and people accepting. In this case, you can see there's nobody. I can type anyone. Let's say I have Birch Tree. No, we do have I am Red Oak, so that's not going to work. I can do John Smith. John Smith is, as you can see, it's always going to come up empty because there are no other participants. Now understand this. Just because I invite other participants, if they are not part of your organization, they will not be allowed as a co-organizer. Just something to keep in mind. They have to be a part of your organization in order to actually be the co-organizer of that particular meeting that you're adding them to. In this case, in both cases, as you can see here, we do not have this available. Okay, so you can see from the image above me that there is indeed this Madonna dude who I decided to add to become a co-organizer of this particular meeting that is reoccurring. It happens every Thursday. And so I needed to make sure that it was successful whether I was present or not. And so there you have it. So now that meeting, I can in good faith be on vacation. I could be out sick. I could be dealing with other issues and know that those office hours are in good hands. So that is what I wanted to come across to you guys and letting you know it kind of is a must if you have a reoccurring meeting, an extremely important meeting, or a meeting where you are the it. You are the one who actually makes all the meetings for every single one of your particular team members. A good example, corporate communications. In order to have a unified look and approach to invitations or invites to meetings, they might have you as the one who's doing it. Well, you may be double, triple, quadruple booked depending on how busy corporate communications is, or training and teaching might be another department, where they're like trying to build up people's careers or training up brand new hires. Whatever the case may be, they may have you as the one who's actually going and making all these different meetings. If that's the case, then you want to be sure that even if you're not there, you'll be able to have your peers have a great session anyways, and that's by adding them as a co-organizer. Co-organization, completely different. Hopefully this has helped you. I hope to see you again real soon. Give me a like, a subscribe, and hit that notification bell if it's something that you find really interesting. Have a good one.